Hello, everybody. There's no questions that were given to me this time, so I thought I might talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on in the village. There was, as probably many of you know, we hired new contractors to do the lawn mowing, and in some parts they didn't get off to a good start, so I wanted to give you an update on that. We have been working with them. They have improved. That's not to say that we don't have issues. We're still working with them on it, and hopefully we'll get it corrected. And if we can't get it corrected, we're going to go to somebody else to do the lawn mowing. But the fact still remains, we saved between lawn mowing and leaf removal close to $180,000. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time, but whenever we can save money, we're always looking for that opportunity and willing to give it a try, which kind of is a segue into one of the other projects that I want to talk about, and that's paving. There's so many things that go on in the village that some people don't realize they're even going on because they're in individual condos. And paving is one of them. This year we have budgeted paving of Hilltop East and West and Inwood Circle. So if you live anywhere else in the village other than up on the hill, you won't see what's going to happen within the next month and a half. And it's quite a major undertaking and also quite an expense. But in conjunction with that, we also have walkways throughout the village that have been replaced and driveways that have been replaced. And this is a continuous program. It's scattered about the village. Pretty much worst comes first, and that's how we do it. But starting next year, we're going to try something different for the roads. It's called Cape Seal. It's kind of a well, it's a completely different process, but basically what it does is it extends the life of the blacktop. It's a process of sealing the cracks, putting some what they call, I guess it's chip seal, and then covering it over with a slurry. So it basically looks like a new roadway without the expense of ripping it all up and starting over again. We're going to give this a try. It has significant savings in as opposed to replacing the roads altogether, and it's estimated to last a minimum of 7 years. So it gives us longer life for the roadways. So we look forward to, if the budget passes for 2013, doing this next year and seeing how well it works. And incidentally, we did a lot of investigation on this new process, and we went out and we saw roads that were freshly completed, roads that were 7 years old, 3 years old, just to see how they held up, and you know, if there's an application here in the village, and we think there is. So over the long haul, that's probably going to save the village a lot of money, and that's what we're all after right now. Some of the other programs that are going on, we have the restoration program, which is composed of the 12-year follow-up and the 5-year follow-up. We have 2 condos that we're doing restoration on, complete restoration, which involves removing of any rotted siding, prepping the unit, putting the new siding on, getting it ready and staining it, and any other incidental work that goes along with it. In conjunction with that, we have roof replacement, and essentially there's 2 types of roofs in the village. We have shingled roofs and the flat roofs. For the most part, the flat roofs are covered with what is known as EPDM, which is basically a rubber roof, and the shingled roofs are, well, shingle roofs are shingle roofs, I was going to say, but you know, basically they've come a long way. And we have progressed from 25-year shingles to I believe it's 35 years now, we're even investigating these lifetime shingles that they have. You know, whatever we can do to reduce the maintenance and expand the life of anything in the village, we're going to try it. Tree removal, that's a big one. It's probably frequently, we get so many people asking questions about the tree removal. There's, you know, two sides of it, I guess you might say. There's people that don't like trees, and there's people that just absolutely love trees. There's a lot of thought that goes into the tree removal process, but rather than get into all of the detail, perhaps we could save that for a different time when Greg Lucas can talk about it. He's our licensed arborist, and he knows more about trees than I do. But you know, primarily we're concerned with the health of the tree and the safety of the people who live in the village. We frequently have these windstorms that will take trees down. Many of you saw that last year during some of the bad weather that we had. And nobody likes to see trees coming down, damaging property, and we never want to see anybody get hurt by these trees. So the primary purpose of doing what we're doing is to keep the village safe and reduce the risk of having any kind of damage or injury to anybody. I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about today, other than to say that these major programs that go on, you've probably heard me say this before, but they're budgeted in the current budget. You will be hearing a lot more about reserve study in the future, since we are having a reserve study conducted. And there's probably going to be a lot of emphasis on you know, how we're going to handle those, or how we're going to build reserves for the future. I just probably want to throw in to kind of put things in perspective with that, but perhaps not getting too ahead of myself here. I recently read an article about somebody who does reserve studies, and he was talking about a condo that he went to, and it was, I believe, 40 units, and they were bragging about a $60,000 reserve. And he said, okay, if you take that $60,000 divided by 40, do you really think that's enough money to maintain the village for roof replacement, siding replacement, road replacement, and so on? And these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about in the future, you know, what our reserve is and what's adequate. One of the key things that he said was that if you own a home, you should be putting aside $1,000 a year for those unexpected or major repairs. And that was an interesting statement, and you know, maybe it's a rule of thumb that he uses, but I think it's something that we'll probably be getting into when we talk about reserve studies. So that concludes my discussion today. If I just wanted to ask everybody, if you do have questions, please get them to me. You can email me, you can drop them off here at 719 East Hill Road. We have a dispatcher here 24 hours a day, or you can give me a call. But we'd like to hear from you if you have questions. We're always looking to get those things out there, you know, so people understand exactly how the village is run. Thank you.